GM, how is everybody? There you go. Oh man, I sat on my glasses again last night, so they're currently sitting at like 40 degrees. So it was fun. I've got a couple of hours before I need to entertain, so I thought I would squeeze in one more session before Christmas, which is good times. Let's work by AJAMES.DEV and get the local build running. And while that's sorting itself out, let's just look at what we deployed yesterday. So yesterday we worked on, previously we had this list of blogs, which made an API call to Notion and retrieved all of my professional and personal blog posts. What we then did on the yesterday was grab all of the content from it. So Notion sends over a bunch of content in blocks, which we converted into a markdown string, and then we used the remark library to convert that markdown string into HTML. We then tweaked our styles so that our text styles were applied to raw HTML elements, and we added some front matter, so we'll get an image that currently doesn't work. And I think that's because there's an expiration property on the image object, so I need to look into that. We've got the title, we've got the date it was published, and we've got some tags as well. So that's all here now, and that looks reasonable. The blog page is now listing all blog posts, which is good. We've built the CV out, and I've added some actual content in here now. So that's nearly there. So I'm working out what I want to do today. I've got two potentials. Either, here's like a dashboard, right? And I like the simplicity of it. I like it just shows where you are, what I do, where I work. You have a link to socials, there's a dark theme, and there's a navigation. I kind of want an about section here. it just tells people who I am. A blurb. Just a little short one. I was actually thinking about just grabbing this and then reusing it. What I also realized is I can actually reuse a bunch of stuff from here on the homepage. So let's do that first. If I look at my CV, let's look at my personal data. So I've got my name here, initials, my location. I'm just going to change that to UK. The only reason being is these are like Edinburgh, UK, so it makes sense to have that consistent across the board. Now, I have this as an occupation, and I'm pretty sure I'm using that for the homepage. So I'm actually going to remove that, which will freak that out. And I'm going to go to the index. So here we have this personal, my Sean Connery impression. Personal occupation. And I'm going to replace that with, what am I actually grabbing here? So this is what I'm actually doing at the moment. So I'm going to get, let's create a current employer. It's going to be an object. Actually, shouldn't need that. We should just be able to do, let's grab the employment object and let's grab the first element in that array. So if I do current employer, I should have a position. Instead of the URL, I should have a current employer URL property here, and then the actual company itself, current employer, display now. So I either do that and have the current title, or that looks a bit too formal. It should be formal here because it's a CV and I should detail my experience. I feel like it should grab this instead. Personal occupation. Let's say front-end engineer. Let's go here. I'm going to grab the personal object back again and grab my occupation. Yeah, I like that. Personal URL. Let's create one. Let's just create a site. Explore current site. And I'm just going to keep stuff that's related to this site here. So let's have prod. At the moment, this is cell.app. This is a string. That's currently prod. Let's create a display name. We only have production at the moment, so let's just have a URL and a display name. Let's get rid of this. Cool. And then finally, let's just add a CSS object here. Uppercase. There we go. So we're back to normal. Oh, it doesn't seem to like that. Why don't you like the CS object? Interesting. It worked, but the type. Let's see what happens if I just restart this. Okay, type children's string. It's because the CSS prop doesn't exist on styles. So on the text, oh no, components. The header should accept this plus this. What is the type of CSS? Stitches.js CSS plot TypeScript. Think. This will work. Can you do multiples on types? I hope so. Does that fix the problem? I don't think that's the fix, but yeah, that's now typed. So what do we have here? Variant props, property value, scale value, type of CSS object. Okay. I'm gonna put that on. Okay, I'm probably gonna need this later. What I am gonna do is just add a basic fix at the moment. Yeah, let's just, I'm going to try and be too clever. I was going to try and put stitches CSS in here and then do an and. I wondered if that would do stitches CSS and either paragraph props or span props, but this works fine. So at least these components now accept the CSS prop and will apply that to these styled components. I'm just going to commit that just now. Add CSS typings to, I'm adding it to text components. this because it's done. Update page data. Uh-oh. Yeah. Components text. Is that still broken? Yeah, just commit broken code. It's either interfaces or types that can only extend once. Instance of nullable. What about here? Optional parameters. Script. Intersection type. Interfaces allows to build up new types. Equals colorful and circle. Yeah, I think you can only have one. Generate object types. Yeah, it's the interface. Okay. Interface. Extends. Cannot simultaneously extend it. It's annoying. Let's put that back for now. Now this should load, right? Maybe not. Maybe I've just... There it is. Yeah. Oh no, I can actually do this is why we commit. Let's just discard those changes, and then let's get rid of this CSS object. Hey, cool. So we can do multiple. X. Right. Yeah, so I can either add the blurb here, or I'm just not sure how I want to design that. I was kind of thinking something like, if I look at Radix, accordion, like tabs. Just have it like default to like the short version with the option to, I just punched the microphone there, or extend it out into like a long form version. I actually got the inspiration for that from Cassidy. I always get Cassie Codes and William. Cassidy. That's what I was thinking. There we go. I got the inspiration from here because she has a short and a long here, and then a speaker. Ooh, I like this. Nice. Short, long, speaker. And I would just have the short as AJAMES.DEV, and then the long, I could grab the blurb from my CV, and then, I mean, I've not spoken at an event, so we would just keep it with the two of them. But that's a potential. And then I think I would use a Radix tab component to do that. Which is fine structurally, but I'm just not sure how I would design that. The other thing I need to do is mobile navigation. So that's a clearer way forward at least. So I think I'll go with that first. So here, actually doesn't look too bad. However, one thing I want to add is I want to add the link to videos as well. For that, I want to display my most recent video, and then, oh my, these glasses, man. My most recent video, and then a list of playlists, and that they just link off to YouTube. So I'll probably do that after Christmas. The reason for blabbing on about that is this navigation has the potential to extend, which means it will overflow and it will interfere with my theme toggle. So there's a couple of options. One, I could probably remove this avatar. This is just a quick link back home. If anything, it just adds a bit of colour to the page. I quite like it. What would also be awesome is if I put a live banner around it whenever I was live on YouTube, if there was some way of doing that. But that's way down the line. The alternative to that is I add a navigation menu, generally in the top right hand corner, and when you click this it will open a drawer, probably in from the side, and then that'll have a list of navigation links and the theme toggle, maybe the socials, might not need it. Let's see what Radix has for that. It's the collapsible. Okay, that's not what I need. Previously I did this with like a modal, and then animated it in from the side, but I don't think that's the correct component to use. That's cool. I just don't have enough pages to justify using this component, but yeah, I love this. Look how fucking nice that is. Maybe I could have... Maybe I could use this, and then instead of creating my own YouTube page, I could just have links to playlists, like channel and then featured playlists or something like that. Let's do mobile first, and then maybe look into that, but that's cool. Label, we don't need. Might need this for the blog post images when it comes to styling. Top. Shouldn't need the top. Shouldn't need the toast. Maybe I do need to use a dialogue. Yeah, maybe. I'm just gonna run to the bathroom. I'll be 2 minutes. Alright, I'm back. So it looks like I'm going to have to use dialogue again. Gonna have to go without glasses. Animation. Okay. Definitely don't want the accordion. It's not really an alert. I wonder if I could have it possible. I wonder if you could have a horizontal collapse. The trigger in this content doesn't look like it. Content, yeah, doesn't look like there's any way of flipping that. And if it doesn't offer an option, then it's obviously not designed to do that. Definitely not that. This is looking like the best option so far. focus is automatically trapped, so that's handy. Supports modal and non-modal modes. Yeah, this is what I need. Default open is going to be false. We can control it. Scrollable over. Move the content inside the overlay to render a dialogue with overflow. Don't think I'd want that. I think I'd actually want the navigate the menu itself, the drawer, to fit to the viewport, and then have the inner area have like a scroll area or something. Scrollable overlay, custom portal container. I'm not really fussed about where it goes. Yeah, nice. Accessibility. Let's example abstracts. Create your own API by abstracting it. Okay. Let's see if we can get something working here. I'm not going to bother about animations or anything today. I won't have time. But if I can get it so that I can pop a button here and a menu pops up. Full screen. Yeah, full screen's probably easier because this is going to disappear. Yeah, I'm going to go full screen. Okay. Just reasoning that in my head. All right, let's get started. Let's grab the Radux dialog. And then let's import it. And I'm going to create... One second, my dog's gone bananas. Sorry about that. Where were we? Let's grab the dialogue. Nope, talking nonsense. I remember what I was doing. I was going to create a component, new file. I'm just going to call it Hamburger just now, which is a terrible name, but we can come back later. We're going to export the function Hamburger. Hamburger. There was like a comedian on Def Comedy Jam, and his whole spiel was he didn't curse, he would just say hamburger. And every time I see hamburger, all I can hear is him saying it. Alright, so let's return and then hamburger. I'm then going to go to my layout component, and that layout component, here is my navigation. Here's the desktop navigation. which I'm hoping, it's an H stack. Okay, I'm going to want to flip this from an H stack to a V stack, but I think I'll just use a separate component. Maybe I'll abstract this into a fragment and then put it in. Anyway, we have the layout. Here's our header. And I want to ultimately replace this theme toggle with a hamburger menu on mobile viewports. That is the mission. I have understood the assignment. So we have this, and a theme toggle. That theme toggle is a component that returns a toggle group. I could apply a CSS object here and say at a particular breakpoint, show this, otherwise hide it. However, 2 or 3 sessions ago on the layout components, I added, let's go to styles, display. I added these display variants, which allows you to control the visibility, the position, and the display of a component using a prop. And I applied that to my layout components. So what I think is a better idea, at least initially, is going to the layout component and wrapping this in a box. Put this in here. Here, I'm gonna have another box. Now in this box, I'm gonna say initially I want it to do display none. Initial needs to be an object. Display none. And then I actually want it at desktop. So we're treating breakpoint 2 as tablet. So we'll say at breakpoint 3, which is desktop, we'll say we want another object and we want oh no. What am I doing? Initially none, breakpoint 3. Instead of putting it through the CSS prop, what I actually want to do is what I just described 5 minutes ago, in that I can use the display prop, pass it an object, and say initially I want it to be none, and at breakpoint 3 I want it to be flex. I should be able to control it that way. So I now save this. There are 2 theme toggles here, but only one on the page. That's a good start. Right. And then if I put this in, it should disappear because we're on the initial breakpoint here. We're on mobile. That's cool. Let's grab the hamburger component. And I actually want to flip this. So we'll just say we'll flex it. There we go. There's our hamburger. And then when we go out into iPad, we should still have the hamburger here. I actually think I just need it for mobile because there's so few things here. Yeah, I'm gonna go 2. You would expect tablet to maybe have a mobile menu. However, then you get into the weird scenario where if someone has it in landscape, then it renders a desktop view, and you go into portrait and it goes into a mobile view. I would rather have it consistent across the board. So I'm actually going to break this down to 2. Right? And I'm going to say, yeah, this is all we need here. We don't need a mobile navigation menu on tablet, and it would look weird anyway. Like it would drift out and it would take up like 2/3 of the screen. It would just look weird. Let's go for this. Cool, so now we've just got a nice way of saying, the only problem is we don't have, there's no way to like group these together. So it can be quite hard to read here that this and this are somewhat related depending on the viewport. Let's just leave it for now. It works. You could also abstract this into like a mobile only and then a desktop only. You can even create a component with 2 props, and you could say it could accept BP1, it could accept the breakpoints as props, and then whatever you would want to render instead. That's actually not a bad shout. It depends how many of those components I'm actually going to need. It could also accept none, and then it wouldn't render anything. Good for thought. Here we have this. So this whole layout, in fact it's not the whole layout, it's just this I want rid of now. So we have this navigation, right? So let's grab a box, and again, it's just, here's a navigation, and we don't want anything displayed here. And then once we go up into the iPad view, now we have this, our regular navigation, and we've got our theme toggle as normal. Also like a little bit more space there for it to breathe. Initially, oh, it's because there isn't anything there at all. Wait, really? Ah, it's because there's a, yeah, okay, cool. Actually, for spacing vertical, I'm actually just gonna make that, I don't know what, 2? Yeah, I just wanted to give it a little bit more breathing room. Actually, what is, so initially it's 4, so there's a 4 vertical here. So the top is space 4, which is 16. This parent has a gutter of space 2, which is 8. So if we add spacing horizontal of 2, we'll have the gutter and our space 2, which will be 16 pixels, and then that matches the vertical. So it should be identical. It doesn't look oh, of course it doesn't, because it's not incorporating that gutter. Yeah. That's cool. That looks a bit better. Now, let's go to Radix icons. Let's find a mobile menu. Well, I just want this. Text alignment justify. Unless there's a dedicated navigation menu icon. Goes abstract. Oh, what's this? Drag. We don't want the drag. Hamburger menu. Knew it would have one. So let's go to our navigation. Nope. I'm gonna grab this out of here. I'm gonna delete this file. And then I'm just going to add it in here. Probably need to tidy that up because it won't know where to find it. Nice. Then we don't need one file for every component. I mean, this is part of the navigation, so it can live in here quite happily. So this is going to be our trigger, right? So let's call this navigation trigger. And then instead of returning this, we're going to return initially, and I'm using a raw element here just now, right? Because we're going to replace it in a second. We're returning a button, and inside the button, we want the hamburger menu icon with a width of, what did I put the theme toggle as? 28. So we'll do a width of 28, height of 28. It's going to be our navigation trigger. So theme, instead of this, grab the navigation trigger instead. Should now have this beautiful button. What we're now going to do is we're going to look at the docs for the dialogue. Right, and this is what we're going to render. So I'm going to export function navigation mobile. And that is going to return this. Dialogue. Oh. What am I looking for here? Let's go to, now imported that, we have a navigation mobile component. This dialog.trigger is eventually going to become this navigation trigger. However, let's just grab this instead for now. Let's go to our layout. Let's import navigation mobile here. See what we get. We've got a teeny tiny button, and that renders a teeny tiny overlay. So this is currently uncontrolled, which I'm quite happy with. Right, we just want to click it, it opens. If I click anywhere outside of the modal, then it dismisses it. So I don't see why I'm going to need anything here. I'm not going to have a close button because you're either going to navigate somewhere or you can, I don't want the menu to fill the entire viewport. So if you click outside of the modal, it will close it. So I'm going to remove this. The dialog trigger. Let's see. Here's the dialog. Content, close. Here's the trigger, as child, right? Change the component to the HTML tag or custom component of the only child. And it merges the props and changes the underlying DOM node. So, I think I want a dialog trigger. I think I want to pass the as child prop. Just give myself some space here. And inside of here, navigation trigger. So now we have the button here being rendered as the trigger. If I click this, nothing happens. I was expecting that to... I thought it merged the props. Okay. What have we got? Data attribute, data state, open closed. So let's see if that's being applied. That's a good first port of call, right? So let's inspect. We have a button here, and if I think I need props here. I think that's the problem. I think I need to just spread props onto the button because it's going to merge the trigger is going to merge its props with this component. But if I'm not passing props, that's just going to render a button. So you can see that we have data state open and closed. It's applied, the area has pop-up, the area expanded, true, false. And we've got some area controls. Now what we should also have, let's make it open. Somewhere around here, there should be a portal. Let's see it. Here's our root. Next build watcher. There it is, right there. And because we don't have any content, nothing's in there just now. So this doesn't need to be its own component. This can actually just be in here. Right, but props don't exist now. There's no need to pass it, so we can actually just get rid of this component altogether. And then we should have the same thing here. There we go. It's working as intended. Now, I want my button. My button! And I think I have a transparent boolean on here. Cool. So we have a hamburger menu that's shown. We could have the menu come out to about here, and then if it is open, then we'll just display a cross. The thing is, it's kind of cheating because if this is open and I click anywhere outside of the dialog, it will close the dialog. This will represent a close button, but they're actually just clicking outside of the dialog. I'm actually just going to do that just for shits and giggles. However, I would need to control the component to know that, and is it worth it? Not at the moment. I don't need this just now, that's prod. So we've got this. We have a portal, which we shouldn't need to touch. I don't think I want an overlay. I think I just want the content. And then let's go to the content here. I think we're probably going to do an as child. Force mounting. Let's not use, we don't need any animations just now. On open, autofocus, event handler called when the focus moves into the component. That's handy in that we could probably automatically focus an item on the navigation. Maybe we'll get to that. On escape, key down, the escape down is called. On pointer down outside. Out of interest, if I open this, and then press escape. Yeah, it's closing it. Cool. That's fine. Perfectly happy with that. On interact outside is what's closing it, and we have a data state of open and closed. So we have an as child here, and this is going to be an as child. Now this can only have a single child. So I wonder how the dialogue, title, and description is going to work with this. An accessible title to be announced. If you want to hide the title, wrap it inside visually hidden. I think I do. So at the moment, let's just add that. I'm going to need to grab this. Let's grab this. As child, title, what have I done wrong? Utilities visually hidden, import is visually hidden, root. Just gonna add one for the description too. Should be all good here. And now let's actually do a VStack. Is it going to be clever enough to only use this? Let's see. It looks, I mean, TypeScript's not throwing anything, so that's encouraging to begin with. Where are we? Dialogue. Content contains content to be rendered in the open dialogue. Here we have the content, and we're just passing a form in here with a submit, and that's fine. Scrollable overlay, it's fine. Custom portal container, not seeing any examples of the title and description. Look at the content as child of the only child, which makes me think it needs to be inside of this VStack. Let's add that. Let's add that. Let's see what we have here. Oh, so the nav menu is here. So we have styled nav, styled navigation menu. It's going to be a styled. Let's see. Styling, targeting I think it's a React component, right? Let's see. I think that's just if you want to target it inside of it. So let's style. Oh, actually, I'm not styling this. I'm styling this. Styled. Hope this works. If this fails, it's because of my component rather than the styled library. So we've got a VStack and we have a background of red, a classic. And we're going to have a styled navigation menu here. Excellent. Right, so we now have this. We are going to position it. I can't remember if I want fixed or absolute here. What's the funky property? Inset. Nope. There's a shorthand for positioning. CSS position. What is it? Isn't it? I think I still need to position it accordingly. So if I do position absolute inset of 0, we have a nav menu. Problem with that is it's going to fill the entire thing, so there's no way to close it rather than, oh man. Yeah, there's no way to close that by clicking outside of it. Absolute positioning should be cool for animations, so let's stick with that. If I don't provide this, I think it does top left 0, right? I'm actually just going to add that hideous background back in again, just so I can see. Right? So that's why I can't click this. I'm going to do a width of 75 viewport. Oh. So 75% of the viewport width, which will go to here. I will add a min width. Just now, actually it looks not mad. Let's do a min width of 300. Or 75 of the viewport. Let's see how that looks on smaller. Yeah, I mean we shouldn't go any smaller than 375, right? I think that's fine. What's a pixel 5? 393. Yeah, fine. Right, so that's still like that. We're gonna do a height here, and I always run into the trouble with Safari because Safari has like a I can't remember what you call it, but they're like Safari has a, what the hell is it called? It's like a navigation menu. I mean, you scroll, it pops up. However, it pops up above the social here, so the menu comes to around here. However, when your styles are calculating 100% of the viewport height, it doesn't include that in its calculations. However, Safari recently released something called DVH, which I can't remember what the D stands for, but I'm going to use this. What does dynamic viewport height? That sounds about right. I want the height of this to be 100 dynamic viewport height. Now it will do this, and it will fill the entire viewport, but when the Safari's contextual menu pops up, then it will finish at the top of the menu. Look at that. I'm going to add spacing here. This is available as a prop, so I wonder if it's going to be cluttered to keep it all in here. Style navigation menu. But yeah, let's keep everything in here. So I'm styling it anyway. So we'll add spacing. This is actually a variant. Maybe I'll keep this here. And then spacing. Is this going to give me autocomplete? I'll do spacing 10. Okay. I think I want spacing 4. And then that should line up with that. The only reason that it's taller on the top here is because this has a line height. If that had a line height of 1. See, this is perfect, right? All right, so we've got this styled navigation menu, which has these visually hidden components. We have this hideous H1 in here. Let's add what we talked about earlier. So I'm going to export a function, which is going to be the navigation links, and all that's going to return is a React fragment. I don't need to apply a key, so I can just use this. And then I'm just going to grab these. This return, give me the navigation links. Style navigation menu. I want a VStack here. And inside the VStack, I want the navigation links. No. Don't you want that? Navigation links. Oh, it would help if I could spell navigation. Boom. So now I've got the links, what's available. And at the bottom of this, I'm just going to put my socials in here as well. So we've got the navigation link inside a VStack. And then I'm going to grab the social component, which has all my links. And that's going to render them here. That keeps everything left aligned. I want my links to be left aligned, but I want my social to be centered. So I'm actually going to wrap this in a box. Then I'm going to do line items center. Which did, oh, it's because it's horizontal. So we want to justify content instead, and then we've got this. We're going to remove this because I no longer need the nav menu. So I've got two things on this. All I have in here are links and social. One other thing that I want is I'm going to create an H stack here. Actually, I just need a box for now. Let's just use a box. And then inside of here, I'm going to add my theme toggle. I'm going to align this to flex end. Keep doing align. I'm going to justify this to flex end. So there we have this here. This styled navigation menu is technically a VStack. So what I can add here is a gap. Let's add a gap of 4, and then that just adds some spacing between these. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. What happens if I actually put 10 in here? That doesn't look terrible. So I'm going to put a full gap of 10 in here because there's not a lot of content and it just gives everything a little bit of room to breathe. And then ideally what I want here, which I don't have a prop for, I wonder if this is going to work. Let's add a CSS object. And then I'm going to add align self, flex end. It's not what I thought would happen. Why did that put that to the end? Yeah, that's not. Maybe this would be there. What if I did the margin top auto? Is it better to keep it all as flex? That's working. That just pushes it to the end. I don't need to bother about anything else. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So we've got a theme toggle, we've got my navigation links, and we've got the social links. I think that's all I need, and I'm able to close it by clicking outside of it, and then this is going to take me to my blog page, and it will automatically close the menu. Pretty happy with that, to be honest, with how, I mean, oh, here we go, right. So do I want this? Interestingly, if I toggle this, where did I see? There's a body. That hasn't locked the focus in here. Which means I've probably done something wrong. Yeah, I need to click onto this. That keeps it in here. So if I now look here, let's look at the content. On open autofocus. I want it to actually focus something. I actually thought this would do something. But then how would it know what its children are? What would I want here if I pop this? What would I want focused first? Probably this. If we look at the navigation component, we have these links. We have a link component here, and I'm actually just going to add an ID here. Boom. Let's do link dash home, just so it's a bit. And then I should probably explain what I'm trying to do before I actually try and implement it. I'm going to attach an ID to this home link so that whenever I trigger this button, the on open autofocus callback is going to be called. I'm going to search the DOM for this ID, and then I'm going to automatically focus this element. In doing so, this will automatically be focused. So we'll skip the theme toggle, but you should be able to go back with Shift Tab. And it also means that focus is now trapped in here, which is cool. Yeah, let's do that. So we've got the ID here, and then let's go to the dialog. On open autofocus. Let's do Handle focus. On the content. Is it dialogue content? Yeah, it is. Put that after a billion. So on open autofocus. Handle open autofocus. I could pass a ref through. Feels more reacty. Let's see. My problem with doing that is I would need to define the ref here, I think. And then pass it through to the navigation. Do I want to do that? Does that overcomplicate it? Or do I want to just grab this and focus it? Let's try it. Feels more. It feels more reacty to do it this way rather than using vanilla JavaScript. So we'll say, call this the home ref. Say thing originally. Navigation links. This ref through. Oh, that's my door. 1 sec. All right. Use ref is more useful for this. So I created a home ref and then I'm going to pass it through. Customizes the instance value that is exposed to parents. Not sure I want to do that. I think I just want this. instead. What is this? There we go. I want to focus this home ref. Ref doesn't exist on this, which is the JSX element. Ref. Always forget how you do this. That's a button. Let's turn this into a const. Let's forward the ref. Props, and then the ref. This becomes an anonymous function. And then instead of an ID here, I'm just going to pass the ref to this link component. I have the weirdest deja vu here. The property ref doesn't exist on my link component, which is annoying. Bit of interest. It's closed. Home ref is not defined because that's capitalized and it shouldn't be. And there we have it. So hopefully when we click this, no, it didn't. It didn't do it. It did not do it because I would need to forward the ref onto that as well. This would be fixed with one line of vanilla JavaScript that would just look at the DOM, find the ID, and then focus it. Which is looking tempting at this point, but whatever. Let's pass the ref here, anonymous function. What does the ref go on to? Maybe this? And then this style tag. Yeah. Okay. There's probably a more reactive way of doing this. However, just going to reset, just make sure there's nothing here. Right, cool. Let's grab the home link node. And then let's do the home link. Home link node, we're going to focus that. It's been so long since I've actually done this with the vanilla JavaScript. Get element by ID. Interestingly, I'm going to need to watch because that's not going to exist. Is document going to exist server side? Document. Get element by ID. Grab the home link. And let's get rid of this. Turn this to a function. Let's remove the complexity. Just take props as normal. I actually don't think there are any props. And then I'm going to go to the ID here and rename this home link. Click this. Because it probably doesn't exist Maybe I will end up needing refs. Oh yeah. Let's look at the console here. It's fine. I think that's just a previous error. Oh no, it's not. Receive true for a non-boolean attribute, transparent. Okay, I'm going to need to fix that after. Function components cannot be given ref. Check the render method of slot clone. Sounds filthy. I had the navigation here. As the navigation links, I've removed the reference there. Make sure I removed it from link as well, right? Let's fix this. So we have a button here. Takes button props, which returns a style button. Transparent takes a boolean. I just added that and then not added any styles. Variants. Transparent. True. See, to be fair, the background, I mean, I'm not sure I even need that at the moment because, yeah, I've not added any variants. I think I'll just have it as transparent by default. And then I'm just going to remove that. It should just be a reset. Cool. Slot clone. Function components cannot be given ref. Navigation mobile. I don't have any refs. The error disappear if I remove this. Function components cannot be given refs. That's not being used. What if I take these out just now? Nope. Navigation mobile. Box in the header. Styled H stack. It's just an H ref. Let's do an exact. No, let's do an exact match. Seems fine. What have I done wrong? Cool. So somewhere in this navigation mobile. I have a navigation mobile here. That's not being used anywhere. Let's just hide that. Oh, there's no, of course. Oh, that's fine. Slot clone, it's just the actual dialogue. Interest, what happens if I remove that? Right, so it's to do with the button. Dialogue trigger as child, and then I have a button here, and which is this. I should just spread props onto it, but it's not having fun passing it onto this. It's trying to pass a ref to this. That's what we got at the button. Wonder what happens if I change this to const. Let's forward ref. That's the props. And the ref. Like that. Cool. So that gets rid of it. Mutable ref object unknown is not assignable to type ref HTML button element. So I'm passing, which of those am I passing here? A forwarded ref of unknown. So I think if I force one second. Ref HTML button element. So let's grab this. HTML. So that's the ref it's expecting. Go. Then if ref's still working there. This needs ref passed to it as well, which is always fun. So the styled VStack isn't having fun either. What's my time like? 25 minutes? To the layout component, I have these functions. this. It's going to take props. It's going to take a ref. And then it's going to become an anonymous function. Should return this. Component is not a function. There's no need to have 3 components here. So this will ultimately, I think I can just distill this down into a single box component probably, and then just have H stack and B stack as a prop. But I'll do that on a refactor at a later date. Because, oh, this is going to get messy because of, oh, this anymore. Children does not exist on intrinsic. Ugh. Yeah, these are all gonna freak now. Props here. Did I just have a type props? I don't even have any props on this one. It's taking a bunch of props. See if Stitches has anything about refs. Not real statements. Script. Property children does not exist on type intrinsic attributes. HTML props, is that a thing? HTML attributes. Oh shit. I just want like general HTML attributes. What if I just do that and then do a ref What did I do for the link? Oh, what did I just extend? Button. Ref HTML button element. What if I just do? I type ref. It's an HTML. Oh, I'm gonna have to import ref here. HTML button element. No. Development. Doesn't like the as prop. Because I need to grab that from Stitches. So here we have TypeScript. What do we have? Variant props, property value, CSS, and scale value. Styled component props. Is that going to work? HTML attributes. What if I replace this with styled component props? Is that expecting a target? Yeah. HTML development. No, you're not liking that. Does not satisfy the constraint, is missing the following properties. Plus, I can pass the as prop to this. I want to be able to mutate it into an article or section and things like that, and the props could be different for a div as they could be for a section. It's also not liking that. I just don't type props. Because children doesn't exist on it. Stitches. Forward ref. No, that's not what I want. I want this. Let's take a look. What is going on with my internet? There we go. Button primitive. Oh, is that just? Yeah, that's freaking out, right? Children expects type never. So Pedro created this. Is there any way to know where that's being referenced? How to type a custom styled object. Component props with ref type of styled component. God, this isn't even using the ref. Can I make this easier for myself? I think instead of where's my layout here where I'm changing all of this? Yeah, I'm actually going to revert all of this. Wait. Oh, I don't want to revert it all. Should have committed. Burned myself. I'm going to manually revert this. Let's go back to this. And then on the navigation, I'm going to go back to the dialogue here and look at the example, and let's just use the dialogue content. I wonder, does this accept a CSS prompt? If I remove the as child, actually. CSS does not exist on this. Make a dialogue content here. It's not an as child. I remove the styled navigation menu. And let's call this styled. Keep it consistent. Style dialogue content, and instead of it being a VStack, it's going to be a dialogue dot content. Does that work? Love it. Right. And then there's no errors in the console. So that's fine. I think that's a better way of doing it rather than trying to wrap it with my own custom component. That's not freaking out now, so we should be fine with that. Now let's see if this fires. And open autofocus is going to be on open autofocus. No, not feeling it. Fair enough. AFK, 1 sec. Sorry about that. Try and keep an eye on time. So I've got 10 minutes. It should hopefully we get this to work. Absolute nonsense. Let's see. Cool. So we have. We actually have the node here. But I didn't focus it out of interest. On open. Autofocus. Does it say when that? Called when focus moves into the component after opening. It can be prevented by calling this instead. So that's actually being called. It says that focus has moved into it. Ah, it focused the actual element there. I think I actually need this. I think I'm just going to keep this simple. Means I don't need to mess around with refs, means I don't need to do targeting elements by ID. Focus is in here, that's fine. The last thing I'm going to do with 8 minutes left. Oh, I've lost my styles. Oh, of course. Okay, so I'm going to need to do. This isn't going to work now. The style content. I'm going to need to display it as flex. Flex direction. It's going to be a column. This gives us our margin back, and I'm going to do flex gap. Oh, I think it's just gap, right? Gap. And there we go. Crazy easy. Let's actually give this a decent background color here. How do I switch this between themes? Let's just make it black for just now. Black 8 or Black 10. Oh, that's alpha. I think I just want black. Just make it black. Beautiful. And on light theme, dark theme. Great. Don't need the avatar there. I think, yeah, that's fine. Let's remove the black alpha. Is there secondary? I don't need this ID anymore. Anything else I need to do? I think I'm just going to add the title and description. I think that's all that's left to do in the final couple of minutes. So with the dialogue, a portal, a trigger, an overlay, title. An accessible title to be announced when it's opened. So dialogue.title. Mobile navigation menu. Then in the description, this menu contains links to pages on the site, external links to my social media accounts, and a toggle of the theme. And toggle for the site theme. Excellent. All right, let's commit. One thing I want to know actually is, let's quickly go to Radix colors. Maybe I could just use a gray one. What if I just used gray 10? That's terrible, but at least I can now see the difference here, and then just keep that the same between them. Yeah, let's go with that instead. Okay, what did we add there? Visually hidden and dialogue. So let's commit that. Did Radix visually hidden and dialogue. Sorry, life. What do we do here? Are we still forwarding a ref here? Yeah, we are. Forward ref on button component. It's like, I think this is the image. I think I'm having problems with the image here. Update MD files. Our layout. Here, yeah, let's just add, this is a single commit, added mobile navigation menu. Boom. Love it. All right, let's push that. And then let's deploy. And while that's deploying, we can just go over what we did here. Oh, that's fine, that was previously. So today we updated the data here to pull from constant files rather than being hard-coded. There's one teeny tiny thing that's wrong there. I'm just going to fix it before I go off. That is a line center. Gonna have to fix that. Fix one page. Takes that. It's queued, but I'll put that in after. So the first thing we did is we pulled data and then fixed the alignment on this home page. And the second thing is when we were on the mobile viewport, we added a hamburger menu that we can click, which will open a navigation menu, which contains our theme toggle. It contains links to other pages on the site, and it contains the social icons as well. If we then go up into tablet, so if we go up to like an iPad, we see that the hamburger menu button. Oh no! I've just realised I've had Be Right Back scene the entire time. No! Longest Be Right Back ever. Oh, that's heart-wrenching. Well, what are you going to do? To recap what I did today, it's gutting. If I'm on mobile, we first updated this content. We've aligned it properly, and we're pulling the data from constant files rather than it being hard-coded. We also introduced a mobile navigation menu. Well, I'm on a mobile display port. You can see we have the Hamburger menu here, and we have some social icons, and we have the logo, which will take you back to the home page. If we click on this menu, this will show us the theme toggle. It will show us the social icons that are being obscured, and it will also show us navigation pages to other pages on the site. If I then go up into iPad view, you'll see that the navigation menu has been replaced with the theme toggle, the social icons are now on the bottom here, and our main navigation exists along here. And that was today. Sorry you missed the last 5 minutes, but at least all the coding had hopefully been done by then. And you just missed me committing things. But anyway, that is enough for today. Thank you for watching. I'm obviously not going to be streaming over Christmas, and probably not Boxing Day either. But I should be back on the 28th, where I'm going to work on either adding the About section to the website, or maybe I'll start styling it once that's done. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.